Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again, and for this video I'm gonna be doing my, I guess, 1 year anniversary at having done trivia for a whole year. So I've discussed this in the past a few times, and I do trivia nights. I host it with my boy Greg, and today on Halloween, or it's the day before Halloween, we do trivia nights. So yeah, 1 year ago on October 30th we started doing trivia nights, and yeah, that's why I'm dressed up like a skeleton, like a green skeleton, something like that. So yeah, I'll probably show you guys a full image in a bit, but yeah, that's why face paint and everything. So yeah, kind of weird with glasses to be honest, but whatever. So yeah, but yeah, it's been 1 year of doing this with Trivia Nation. That's the company that we work with. Technically, he works with it. I'm kind of just an associate. I don't technically work for them. It's more like Greg is my boss. So yeah, but yeah, today's been 1 year, and we're gonna go at it. So yeah, and then this is basically the full thing. I'm basically wearing all green except for the shoes, the boots. And I'm gonna be wearing these black clips as well. But yeah, I originally thought I was maybe gonna be doing regular, but I couldn't find my purple tie. So I'm like, you know what, screw it, let's go with this. Maybe it makes more sense. Why not? Combine both of them, go from there. I'll see you there. Alright, so I'm here at the Miller Ale House. That's the one I work at. Still Halloween. My ear's kind of weird right there because of the paint, but whatever. So what I do, I am basically the scorekeeper for this. So what I do is I keep track of all the scores here, team names, number of people on the team number, and then each round is there for the points. And then that's the wager question, whatever. So the way this works, and I may take a video of this later on when Greg explains the instructions, but the way it works is that every team, they could put either, for the first 3 rounds, they put either 5, 3, or 1, and they can choose what points they want, 5, 3, or 1. So if this one, they want 5, let me see. So this one they want 5, this one they can do 3, and the next one they can do 1. And it resets every single time. So the next one they can do 1, 5, 3, and then for this is the halftime, and it usually goes up to 8 points, but sometimes you'll go as far as to 10 points depending on the question. It's 2 points per correct answer. And then for this one, same system, but instead it's 6, 4, 2, and again they can do any combination, so 2, 4, 6 instead. We do have a dance question, and usually that's a bonus point. And with the bonus points, with the dance question, when it comes to the bonus points, if you get it right, you could get the extra point, so that's 7 in this case. But even if you get it wrong, you still get the 1 point. And then for the wager question, you could wager up to 15 points. And if you get it, you gain 15 points. And if not, you lose 15 points. So that's the way it works. So yeah, I may actually record Greg saying all the instructions later as well. So you guys can see that, but that's more or less how it goes.
This is Greg. This is Dan. We are here from Trivia Nation, and I don't know if you guys know this, but exactly 1 year ago today, we started here, in this place.
Well, it's technically Duffy's.
Whatever. Duffy's doesn't care about us, but you know who cares about us? This place. Ale House will always forever care about us.
We'll see.
And we are here to make sure that everyone here has a great time here tonight. Now, I know what you're asking. This is the 1 year anniversary show.
Hey, yo, where's the TVs?
Yeah, you know what? I feel probably. Hey, Raul, whenever you are available, can you please pull up our screen? Anywho, I know what you're asking. What is like the difference between the 1 year anniversary show and a normal show? Well, let me tell you.
It's on Halloween.
Well, for starters, it's a Halloween themed episode. Second of all, I'm gonna do a lot more yapping than usual.
A lot more
speeches.
A lot more dance questions.
We're gonna give out a lot more dance questions, and we're gonna honor some people here tonight. The important people to us. So there's that.
We need the TVs.
Scan that little QR code. If you want to book us for your private party, let them know that you want Greg and Dan to be a part of your party. If you want the free answer to today's question, why don't you go ahead and scan that QR code right now? You'll get the free answer. It will take you to our Facebook page. You'll see a lot of pictures from probably last week. Don't worry, scroll down, you'll see the free answers on the post. If you like what I am doing, which is basically being shouting into a microphone, hanging out with you lovely people, and being asked trivia questions with my best friend, why don't you all scan that lovely QR code there to join Trivia Nation. We are always looking for new hosts. Alright, so I handed you all the materials, companion sheet, answer pad, your pen. Y'all chose your team name. Told us how many people are in your team. I'm assuming y'all are going to tip well. The employees here at Miller's Ale House, they do a lot for us. Now, next one's been an interactive one. When I say sports and or science, you're going to repeat it right back to me, all right? So, when I say sports, you say sports. And when I say science, you say science. A lot louder for science. We got a bunch of nerds in here tonight. We celebrate socials and anti-socials. A social is when everyone gets it right. Anti-social is when everyone gets it wrong. You're going to hear me say one of those two phrases. You're going to take your drink, raise it high over the air, high as you can, and you're going to take 2 big flicks of it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if you want to take your drink now, go ahead. I don't care.
What'd she say?
Now, the other important thing, we do take song requests. As long as it don't suck. As long as it's not from Glee. As long as it's not from Kids Bop. In the year that we have been here, we have banned a ton of artists.
I sent you the screenshot.
So, here are the official artists that are banned, that we have accumulated within the year. We have banned Drake, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, Vince McMahon, Steven Seagal, Tila Tequila, Paris Hilton, JoJo Siwa, William Shatner, Oprah, Ben Shapiro, Bad Baby, Sexy Red, Joe Exotic, Jake and Logan Paul, both of them, KSI, whose song is so bad that Conor McGregor actually want to fight him, and any rapper named Lil, with the exception of Wayne, John, Dickie, and Nas X. Trust us, we're going to be here for a while, and let's all be honest, this list is going to keep growing.
That's what she said.
But the other important thing, your song must be appropriate. Meaning that if the clean version of your song is the equivalent of a blank CD, it's not getting played. So, once again, scan that lovely QR code if you want the free answer to tonight's question. When we begin the game, round 1, 2, and 3, point values are 5, 3, and 1. So, let's just say, question number 1, you guys put 5 points. Everyone puts 5 points for question number 1. Then, for question number 2, you either pick 3 or 1, and vice versa. Don't worry, points reset after every round. Then, rounds 4, 5, and 6. Point values are 6, 4, and 2. Once again, pick a number for each question. Then we have the halftime question. The halftime question is 2 points per correct answer. Maximum points you can get is up to 8. Then there's the final question. The final question is known as the wager question. And the maximum points you can wager is up to 15. Now, do keep in mind, everyone, that's the only time in the game where you can lose points. So, wager wisely. With that being said, let's get to the actual rules of the game. First, eat, drink, and be merry. Second, you must play as a team. Solo players do not win the fabulous cash prizes. One answer per team and per table. Once you hand in your answers to them, you do not take it back. We do not do take backs. The usage of phones is strictly prohibited. If we catch you cheating, we will find you, we will shame you, and you will be forever that's known as the person who ruined the 1-year anniversary trivia night. And you don't want to be that guy.
And you'll be disqualified.
I mentioned that you'll be disqualified.
We don't want an incident like last week.
Yeah, no, let's not have any disqualifications. I don't feel like disqualifying anybody tonight. It's the 1-year anniversary show. Y'all know better.
Okay, next stuff.
Also, don't bring up the answer after I say the answer. Once I say the answer, that's it. You cannot come up here with the same answer that I already said, because we're not going to take it. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Dan's right, I'm not sorry. And finally, the last rule, me and Dan's favorite rule. Your host's decision is final. So, whatever me and Dan says, it goes.
Say hi to the camera.
Google this restaurant. Leave a 5-star review. Mention Trivia Nation and your server's name.
You can do your shoutouts now. Do your shoutouts now.
Well, okay. So while Dan is counting the scores, so like I said, this is the 1-year anniversary show. So I am gonna give out some, not a pseudo award, but I want to acknowledge some people here tonight. So, with that being said, Rich.
And the team.
You need to stand up, my man. So I don't know if you guys know this. Oh, and Andy. Rich and Andy, why don't you both stand up?
Where's Andy? Andy's somewhere over there.
Yes, Andy. Andy.
Andy, wake up!
Andy.
Stand up for a second.
Stand up.
Actually, Jared, you too.
And you too, Jared, yeah. So, these 3 people have been with me and Dan since our first show at Duffy's. So I don't know if anybody knows this. When we first started, we were at another restaurant called Duffy's. We were there every Tuesday, and we'll come here Wednesday.
Yeah.
Now, we both met Rich, Andy, and Jared at Duffy's. Now, when Duffy's decided to not tell us that they didn't want us back
The day before Thanksgiving.
the day before Thanksgiving, we were super sad because we didn't know if any of our regulars were going to follow us or no. And lo and behold,
They did.
they did.
The only ones from Duffy's to come still
The
come.
only 3 people who have come
groups.
from Duffy's and have migrated here and have stayed here with us ever since. So let's give these guys a round of applause.
And 10 extra points.
Nah.
I'm giving you the acknowledgement. I'm giving you all the acknowledgement.
Alright. Next up, shout out that whole table.
And this group over here, they're down a member tonight because one of their members has just recently given birth to a lovely baby girl named Nora. So let's give our team over here a round of applause.
Another team that's been with us for a long time. Headaches sometimes, but still a long time. Them.
They've also been with us for a long time at this point. You guys have been one of our most favorite regulars, obviously. You guys constantly surprise us every week with whatever, either your name or your answers, choice of songs.
Dirty's baby lotion, whatever that was.
Y'all just ladies baby oil. You never boring. You
Alright.
guys are never boring, yes. Thank you.
Next up, sharp as a marble.
Next up, sharp as a marble. We would like to also acknowledge you, because you guys are awesome as well. You guys are other regulars.
One of them is actually called Michael Jackson.
And surprisingly, one of them is called Michael Jackson. That's why we are also acknowledging you tonight. Because it is Halloween, and your name is Michael Jackson. But we also acknowledge you and we thank you for being here with us practically every single show.
Alright, is there anybody else we want to shout out?
I mean, we can shout out Mel. We can shout out Melanie, because Melanie has also been with us since our first show here at She's practically been our dedicated server for like the last year. So that's insane. I usually tell people, I go, yeah, at my job we got fans, we got people who love us, and we have our dedicated server.
What's I forget their name. The other old team. What's their name called?
Oh, you mean King's Wolf?
Yeah, they're not here today, but shout them out.
And we gotta shout out one more team. Sadly, they're not here tonight, but I want to shout out Kane's Rule for being another one of our teams that has stayed with us for a very long time.
They're currently traveling, so.
Currently, right now, I believe they're all traveling, and we do miss them, and I hope when they come back, we will give them the love that they also deserve. So, we want to say, from me and Dan, thank you to all of our regulars. I don't know if y'all know this, but without you guys,
We don't have a job.
we don't have a job. Also, this is the one job where I think a bunch of y'all legitimately fought for us. We were canceled for 2 weeks. Y'all decided to blow up Miller's Ale House phone asking for us. They were going to cancel us for a 3rd week. They called my boss, who had to call me going, hey, we need y'all back. Because apparently,
They're pissed.
everybody here is upset that we are not doing trivia on Wednesdays. And I'm like, bet, let's go.
Alright, we'll do more shout outs later.
We're going to do more shout outs later.
But now let's see who's in the top
So
4.
let's now see who's in the lead so far as we head into the second half.
Alright, so what's your name?
I'm Greg.
Okay, what are we doing here?
We are having our celebratory anniversary dinner for being host for Trivia Nation for 1 year.
So, tell the story of how we began, how you found Trivia Nation first, and then how you brought my ass in there.
So, I was at a job I really didn't like.
Oh yeah, we know you didn't like that fucking job.
So I was looking for a way out. I saw Trivia Nation was hiring on Indeed, so I applied, thinking, oh, they're not gonna like answer back or whatever, but they did. And then they scheduled an interview for me the next day. So next day, we
Thank you.
Are you recording me?
Yeah, no, I'm recording the food. Do you want to be seen or no?
Yes.
So this is our beautiful waitress, Mel. She's been our waitress for a whole year.
That's right.
She's great, the best.
Best.
the best.
Love you.
So they contacted me and they were like, I think first it was like Steve, who was like, oh my gosh, you have a great voice. Wait, let me put you on a conference call with the other two. And he put me on a conference call with Brandon and Tony. And they were like, oh wow, he has a great voice. Why don't you come do a tryout at Duffy's on Tuesday? I was like, okay, cool. So I did the tryout on Tuesday. Then they were like, oh, we like you, let's see you do another tryout on Wednesday here at Ale House.
Okay.
Did that. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not gonna hear from these guys again. But a few days later, they asked me whether or not if I was available Tuesday and Wednesday, because they were gonna give me 2 shows.
Right.
So I was like, great. And they're like, oh, remember, like with Scorekeeper, it's your discretion. So I started asking around some of my friends, and they were all like, we would do it, but like we all get up early in the morning for work, and we can't really do that. So I'm like, okay. I really wasn't gonna ask Dan, mainly because I thought he was gonna be super busy with like filming and stuff.
I have no idea why he thought that. I mean, granted, I understand, and you'll explain so too. But like, realistically, dog, my schedule is a lot more empty than you think.
So I was like, all right, well, it doesn't hurt to ask. So I texted him saying, hey, do you want to be like my scorekeeper for this trivia thing? And he was like, oh, how much does it pay? And I'm like, I can pay you with free food and booze.
Here's the funny thing. When he texted me, I shit you not, I was taking a shit. I was literally on the toilet when he texted me, and that's when I answered. FYI, probably TMI, but there you go.
He was all like, oh, how much? So it's like, so you don't pay me in actual cash? I go, I don't know. They just told me I can pay you in like free food and booze. He's like, well, that sounds great and all, but
Money.
actual money. So I go, hold that thought. So I texted my bosses. I go, could I actually pay him like cash? And they're like, I don't see why not. So I go, yeah, I can pay you like half. I can pay you half. And he was like, great. Where do we start? I go, come here to Duffy's on Tuesdays and you're gonna be my scorekeeper, and I'll show you how to run everything. Showed up, and he did a fantastic job of being my scorekeeper. And now we have been doing this for a whole ass year, and I am super stoked. And I'm glad he's here with me, because at least he's here to make sure that he makes sure that I keep my ass in line for certain things. And I wouldn't have picked a better person to do it with me anyways.
Yay! Now pay me more. I want a raise.
That's something you gotta talk to my bosses about.
That's actually a discussion we can have off camera. Alright, so let me ask you some questions. Favorite moments?
Okay, wait.
There's so many. I can think of some too.
Like, I love it when people give us like the weirdest answers, and then like they're so out there that we have to like talk about it. Like, we had someone answer Robert Redford today for like one of our questions.
It was for who was in the original and the remake version of West Side Story, and they were putting Robert Redford, De Niro. I'm like, cool. No, please. One of the randomest experiences, which includes random answers, is would include that day where one of our friends, she has a lot of mutual friends that happened to come to the barbecue here one time. We didn't know they were mutual friends at first, because she didn't come either. So all her friends are here, and they're giving us the wildest answers. I forget what the question was, but there's one about a ship. It was like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and we liked it.
Oh, it was like, please don't think our ship.
Something like that. And then, that was wild, because we didn't realize we had mutual friends until like afterwards.
Right.
And it was like, oh, great, wait, you're friends with her? And not to go on a whole tangent, but like, let's say, the her is a very good friend of mine, but we bicker a lot. We'll try that out later. So yeah, back to you.
There was that. I think my favorite moment was when someone legitimately tried to run off with the trophy.
Oh my gosh.
Like, she literally grabbed her trophy, started like walking very slowly out the building, and I go, wait, where is she going? And then she just started booking it with the trophy.
Funny revelation about that. I told her to do that. I told her to do that.
I have to go chase after, but then I see Dan, I go, oh, Dan has it.
I told her to do that. So yeah, so what are we eating for dinner? Or what are you eating? Because I haven't ordered yet.
Yeah, you haven't ordered because you're too busy being a whore.
No comments.
Like a chicken shrimp pasta Orlean. It has broccoli in it. I think I ate deep broccoli.
Yeah.
I ate deep broccoli, so now it's mostly shrimp and chicken and mushrooms.
And then we have these drinks, a marshmallow martini and a, what's it called again?
Oh, very, very margarita.
So yeah, cheers. Here. Alright, we'll talk later. Hello y'all, this was actually a few weeks after I filmed the other parts of that video. I guess I kind of just completely forgot to record the ending, mostly because I just wanted to get that face paint off, and I wanted to record that week's video too as well in costume, so I was more concerned about that. I kind of just forgot. So yeah, I'm filming the ending to the video 2 weeks later, essentially, which kind of sucks because I'm honestly a little bit sick. But yeah, I was literally editing right there on my bed, and then I realized, oh crap, I never actually finished this video. So here we go. So yeah, let me just talk a bit about my experience about Trivia Nation. I would say for the most part, it's been great. I'll be honest, I'm not completely satisfied with it. It has nothing to do with Greg. It has nothing to do with the customers or regulars. It has nothing to do with the restaurants. I'll be honest, and Greg knows this, one of my main issues with working with Trivia Nation, even then working, because I'm not really hired by them. I'm hired by Greg. I'm more of an associate, but whatever. It's honestly just management. We have 3 bosses. 2 of them are great. One of them, in the nicest way possible, take a management course. Take a management and communication course, especially after the crap you put out this week, please. Besides the point, that little complaint aside, because I did want to get it out of the way, because I knew it was going to be a bigger issue down there if I don't do it right now. Aside from that, honestly, working for Trivia Nation has been really, really great. Again, we've been doing this at this point technically for a little bit over a year and some change, And yeah, it's been great. As Greg explained, we did do it at 2 restaurants initially. We did it at Duffy's, and we did it at, or we're still doing it here on Miller Ale. It's both on Kendall Drive. Both restaurants are on Kendall Drive, or are on Kendall Drive. The Duffy's is located right next to the Barnes & Noble. It's right next to that theater. If you guys know that this area in Miami, it's right there. I think there's like a medical hospital or something like that too, like nearby, or like a retirement home or something like that. So like I said, we were working at Duffy's and we're working at Miller Ales. And like we said in the video, Duffy's literally canceled us like the day or 2 days before Thanksgiving week. That Thanksgiving week was very eventful in general for me, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so they canceled us. It's one of those things that we literally got to the restaurant, we were setting up, and they had told Greg, because I usually come in a bit later. Usually Greg comes in about half an hour before I do, give or take. And Greg had been there already for about half an hour, and when I get there, he's like, they're telling us that we may not have to do this today. And we thought for a second we were just going to get canceled for that show, which honestly we were kind of surprised we weren't already canceled for that show, because again, Thanksgiving week. But I was like, okay, cool, whatever. We're still going to get paid though, right? Right? And eventually they tell us, like, as we're there, like, yeah, we're not going to need your services anymore, period. So our boss calls us, or calls Greg, and tells him that they don't want you anymore. You can still eat there. They'll still give you the per diem for that day. But that's it. You guys are no longer working at Duffy's anymore. And we're like, we still work Miller Ale's house, right? And yeah, we still work Miller Ale's house. And yeah, we've been doing that for essentially a year. Again, it's some change. It's been good. Another story I kind of want to give more context to is the payment story. So like I said, I was quite literally using the bathroom when he texted me and said, hey, I have this job. I want you to be scorekeeper, da 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 da. I had texted him, so how much is the payment? I immediately went to that because this was after I had gotten my job at Banana Republic. And when I started off at Banana Republic, they weren't giving me that many hours. And at that time, I also did not have these substituting jobs. So I was really strapped for cash, essentially. And he told me that they pay him $100. And of course, he explained the thing about food and drinks and whatever. Drinks, by the way, it's anything that's non-alcoholic. So if it's alcohol, that in that case we do have to pay. So he tells me that, and I'm like, read, okay, $100, and then I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But then I started reading the text. I'm like, wait, he just said $100, like, but it's like for him, because I guess the way I worded the question is like, how much do you get paid, or whatever. And he said, oh, I get paid, or he responded, I get paid $100, but he never actually responded to how I get paid. So when I went, so the first show we had was at Duffy's. So when I went to Duffy's and I asked him, hey, can you clarify the payment situation, because I noticed that you said you get paid $100, how much do I get paid? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And then that's when he started figuring out that situation. How would I get paid? And whatever. And there's also another situation in regards to that where, and I forget exactly how this tied in, because this is something that happened much later, but it's one of those things where they told him, oh, if you get a scorekeeper, if you do this alone, you only get paid 50. If you have a scorekeeper, you get paid 100. And I guess their idea is that, oh, it's because you have scorekeepers, you need to pay them. And that's something that came out after the fact, but at that time he didn't know, or we didn't know, or whatever. So he, like he said, he asked his bosses, hey, can I just pay? Can I get extra cash or whatever? Or can I get paid 100, whatever, so I could pay my guy? And they're like, yeah, sure, that's cool. That's kind of what we expected you to do. So yeah, so that's eventually what happened. So yeah, we were doing their Duffy's for about a month until they kicked us out right before Thanksgiving. Cool, and we've been there with Miller Ales ever since. Like you saw in portions of the video, we do have people who have come from Duffy's to Miller Ales. We had Rich, who is the older gentleman in the pink or orange polo, I believe, that was in the video. He was saying, give us 10 points. You know, that guy, he's great. We love him. He's always so exciting, him and his whole group. His whole group wasn't there that day, or not his whole group. I think some members of his group were there that day. And then we also had Tropical Depression, who are a bit on and off recently. They've not been able to come as often as usual in the past month or two, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes that happens with groups where they're not able to come for an extended period of time. And you know, they've been there for a long time as well. Andy and Rich and that whole crew. Not Andy and Rich, Andy and Jared and that whole crew. We also had we had a group there that wasn't there that week. Again, even though they are our regulars, they sometimes aren't able to be there every single week. Which was so that group is called Kane's Rule, and they're great. Don and Adele and that whole group is amazing. We did have another group. Here's the thing: some of these groups, like Rich's group, or this next group I'm gonna mention, they don't have set names. Like, they always change their team names every week, but the most memorable one they went by was like Diddy's Baby Oil or Baby Lotion or something like that. And so we had that group, and you know, they're great. It's a good group of like 10 people with like Chen and Lisa and a bunch of these people. And I believe, yeah, Lisa was the one who just gave birth, so their attendance may vary recently right now, or may as of now. Of course, we have Sharp as a Marble, which is a father and son duo. We have another group which is called, which we did shout out later on in the night. We just didn't record it here. Another group we did shout out is E equals MC Hammered, which is a group of 4 women plus 1 guy. It's a group of 5, and they're all great. It's a bunch of them. They're all a bunch of lovely ladies. You have them. You have Nick's crew, which we shouted out later. We just didn't catch it on video. It's like 3 or 4 guys. Nick being the leader, essentially, really cool. He's been there for a long time as well. He's played on and off as well, but he became a regular player in the past like 2 or 3 months, I want to say. And he's been great, really cool to talk to. The Big Steppers, they weren't there that night. They haven't been there for some time, now that I think about it, but they're a group that was with us for some time, and I would say in the past month or 2, they stopped showing up, so it is what it is. But you have that group. You have a bunch of other groups that are trying to be there. I'm trying to go through my Rolodex and see. Another group we have here is the Hitchhiking Ghost. They haven't been there for about 2 months, I want to say, at this point, 2, maybe 3 months. But they're another group that was there, very regular. Yeah, we like them as well. Again, another one of our regulars, so that's great. I'm trying to think of any other groups that I'm forgetting. We have Sharp as a Marble, Next Crew. Should Have Known, that's another group that's been there for some time. One of the group members is a teacher, so because of that, they haven't been able to come as often, but they were there for our anniversary, so that was great to see them again. So yeah, I mean, overall, we have a bunch of great groups that have come there, have played with us. Even one-off groups, it's always great to have this camaraderie between the groups and just have them have fun. Of course, we do have incidents where people cheat, and it is sad, and it does ruin the fun of it, but, you know, you just do what you got to do at that point. I think we've had 4 incidents of us catching cheaters throughout our 1 year, out of an average of about 52 shows. If 4 of those result in cheaters, I mean, that's a pretty good turnout, you know. And granted, we haven't done that every single week. There are times where we have been canceled. So far, we have been canceled 3 times, from what I can tell. 3 or 4 times, I want to say. Let me see. There's the Thanksgiving at Duffy's. There's 2 back-to-back weeks because of the FIFA World Cup stuff, and the one from this week, which is technically a little bit after the 1 year, but still. So yeah, 4 times. And I have hosted a show twice. Both times it was because we were gonna get canceled because of some reason, and I kind of just stepped up and hosted it, which is what we should have done this week. But, you know, again, one of our managers thinks he knows better, because honestly, Guy, if you're watching this, please, for the love of God, take a management and communication course. Please, you need it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, that guy, we've given him business opportunities. Like, we got dropped from Duffy's, and they've said for the past, since the beginning of the year, essentially, like, yes, we're going to try to find you another show. And that's not to say we're upset that we're only at Miller Ales, but when you make a promise saying, hey, we're going to try to find you another show, try to actually find us another show. And I understand there's other stuff going on in there, don't get me wrong, but there's also the issue of, like, hey, we're actually giving you opportunities. We're giving you leads to these other shows. Follow up on it. And the one guy who follows up on it, because there's 3 managers, the one manager that follows up on it, every single time he's followed up on it, it's just been a disaster. One time he didn't even follow up on it. He completely forgot, and he never got back to that restaurant. So thanks a lot. And then the one time he did call, apparently he just completely messed it up and made it unworkable, and just like degraded the store owner or whatever. So like, and then that was after we made a really good impression with that store owner, with that restaurateur, and it was just great. I'm like, so yeah, if anything, that's the one frustration me and Greg really do have, is the fact that one of our managers really, in the nicest way possible, really needs to take a management and communication course. And that's really about it. I mean, overall, it's been great. It's been great working there for the past year. Very fun, again, working with Greg. He is one of my best friends, so it's always great to work with your friends. And, you know, sometimes it's one of those things that doesn't even feel like work. We've had a lot of great moments there. You know, I mean, we've both celebrated our birthdays at Miller L's. We've had a lot of great times with the customers and the patrons that go there, again, with like Rich and Andy and all these other people. And it's just been great. It's been great. Like Greg said, the people love us. We love them. The staff loves us. We love them. Some other staff shout outs aside from Mel, because we did have just Mel, but a few other staff shout outs. We have Raul, who's like the main manager at Miller L's. He's great. He's very helpful. Drew, which I think he wasn't there that night, and I would think about it, but Drew, another great guy who's always funny. You have Mike there, who's also there. You have a new kid there, Ryan. He started working there recently, Ryan, and the kid he replaced, Brady, who I still remember because he was always fun. So yeah, I mean, the staff are also great there. There's Yuli, of course. There's Jimson. Of course, I mean, a bunch of these great people there. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a bunch of other people. Pretty sure one of the bartenders is called Nick. Of course, Rachel. Overall, it's been great working there. We love it. It's great. Wouldn't change it. Let's see if we last another year, especially if my managers see this. Again, I'm talking to one of you guys. Seriously, man, you need a management course. For the love of Christ, get a management course. But that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart. Let's see how much trouble I get. And I'm signing off right now. Goodbye.